Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here. You guys, I'm not done talking about this. And my conversation is going longer than the actual visit Harry had with his father, but that's beside the point. You guys, I just recorded a video, probably going up tomorrow, about how I hate the coverage that most, not all, but most of the media is giving this whole situation. And you'll see that coming out. So just know that, keep that in your mind, because I just finished recording that and then I found this article and I really want to talk about this one because it's pretty darn good. He can be controversial, say what you want, but Piers Morgan always nails Harold and fraud. And so he wrote this one about the Prince William being right to have nothing to do with Harry, the royal traitor. And it appeared in, it looks like New York Post, and it's Piers Morgan Uncensored Opinion. So let's take a look. Let's read it. It's nice to be able to hear some common sense here. Let's talk about it. It was 45 minutes, or maybe, depending on what newspaper you read, only 30 minutes. Either way, it's a fact that Prince Harry spent a whole day traveling 6,000 miles from California to see his cancer-stricken father and got less FaceTime with him than I had with my brother over the weekend. Okay, first of all, dying. I love that it kicks off like this. You know Harry's going to read it and be all kinds of pissed off. But yeah, you know what I was thinking? I was so lucky right after I landed for coronation. I happened to be right near where King Charles was. He drove by very slowly and waved to all of us. He waved to the Gosling, my daughter. And I was thinking, gosh, that took, I don't know, 2 minutes, something like that, a minute and a half. So I spent almost as much time with King Charles that Harry did. Anyone want my autograph? No? Okay. No, seriously though, it did crack me up. Like my little teeny fraction of seconds was almost the same amount of time that Harry had with King Charles. Question I have, let me know in the comments, is did this eco-warrior, alleged eco-warrior, fly private? Because he sure as shit likes to do that, and I just wondered in this case if he had done that. Probably. Just wondering. Let's continue on. And he's had precisely zero FaceTime with his brother, Prince William, despite Harry's, quote, friends briefing the media that he'd be willing to meet him. Funny, the same media he claims to hate and tries to sue all the time. Yeah, that media. He's briefing them about all of his actions. Isn't he worried about security? No, it doesn't seem so. It's just the continued hypocrisy for me. It's the same thing with the speech thing. He is the first one to speak out and claim horrible things against the family, and yet is a proponent of squashing free speech. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up with these two. What does all this mean? Well, writing as someone who's covered the royals assiduously, good word, as a journalist for more than 30 years, I'd say it means that King Charles has more important things to worry about. Side note, I'd say that King Charles said, F.O. Henry. Thank you, Sidley Twins, for that one. I love it. No, truly, I think about that too. I think it's great that they didn't try to change any schedules because Dum-Dum's there. I'm sure it already was a pain in the butt to work him in for the 12 seconds they saw him. Let's see. But I'd say it means that King Charles has more important things to worry about, like his health, than the bruised feelings of his errant runaway son, and that William would rather blank himself. Don't fill it in with that blank, a different blank. I just can't say it here on YouTube. Hurt himself than be in the same room as someone he now views as a despicable traitor. I love this article. I love what he's saying. And yeah, who could blame William? It's impossible to overstate just how tumultuous this moment is for the royal family and the British monarchy. I never thought we'd see a more difficult challenge for the royals than the weeks following the tragic sudden passing of Princess Diana. But what's happening now altogether feels more existential. In less than 3 years, we've seen the passing of Prince Philip, Her Majesty the late Queen Elizabeth, the scandal, if you say that word, YouTube flags you, that scandal engulfing Prince Andrew, his ex-wife Sarah being struck down with 2 cancers, the Duke and Duchess, I don't say their titles, those two, launching endless, devastatingly damaging salvos from America. Catherine, Princess of Wales, recently being hospitalized for surgery on an abdominal issue so serious she needs months away from the limelight. And now the new king announcing he has cancer just 17 months into his reign, forcing him to cancel all public engagements. It's left the whole family reeling on both personal and professional level, and the future of the monarchy is looking increasingly fragile. Right at the heart of it lies this raging, intractable feud between William and Harry. What Charles's illness has sadly, shockingly illustrated is that William may be much nearer to being king himself than he would choose to be. I know from my own palace sources that the situation with the king is serious, as most cancers would be for a 75-year-old man, and there are real fears about what may happen next. Should his father's health deteriorate or the treatment prove too debilitating, then William may be deputized to step in for the king and perform the monarch's vital constitutional duties as head of state. But if, God forbid, I don't even like to say this, what happens to Charles, William would automatically be propelled straight into the throne while still in his early 40s. At which point Britain would have a new young monarch whose only sibling spends all of his time trying to destroy the monarchy, a scenario that would make succession look like a tea party. I'm going to pause it right here and say I have full faith and confidence in William. Obviously, speedy recovery, nothing but the best for King Charles. No matter what, I know, even if it's temporary, if it's a longer term situation, William's got this. I don't worry for a second about it. And I know I'm American, so what does my opinion matter? But that is my opinion. And I feel like I can honestly say, based on the things I've read, that seems to be the opinion of a lot of people that are in the UK and in the Commonwealth and the realms and stuff. So we're playing the hypothetical game and obviously wishing nothing but the best for His Majesty the King. Best of health, best of everything. I'm going to say, ooh, Harry would be so screwed. So would Meghan. Would it be... I honestly think that would... I don't know why. I just had this feeling that would force the split between Harry and Meghan. Harry would go groveling back. I'm not saying he should be welcome, but I feel like that's something Harry would do. And then Meghan would play even more victim of, the brothers teamed up against me. I had no choice but to leave, that kind of thing. But, that would put them in they're already they put themselves in the worst position ever, but this would be kind of hilarious. Again, no disrespect to His Majesty the King, but that would just be delicious to watch those two really, really, really continue to fall. I won't even say fall because they've done this to themselves, but continue their fall. Why what happened in the past few days is so much more important than a mere familial squabble. It's also why I completely understand why William has refused to see his brother on this trip. I would do the same if one of my own siblings had spent years publicly trashing our family for financial gain. How do you ever forgive a brother who, along with his wife, brands you all a bunch of callous words on national TV, or who trashes your wife in a Netflix documentary by suggesting you only married her because she fits the mold of a royal bride over someone you've destined to be with, or who attacks your father's wife as a dangerous villain in a tell-all book? I'm going to circle back to Catherine, Princess of Wales. It didn't even stop there. Yeah, I'd say that slam, because I just covered that in that book I'm working on. He said that as a dig toward Catherine, as a dig toward Camilla. To me, it's a dig on Her Majesty the late Queen, saying that none of them marry for love. It's just about who will fit the mold. I mean, he's saying that he didn't have anybody around him marry for love. Isn't that a dig on everybody in his life? Little shit. What a shit. Seriously, that guy sucks. Breegen. Okay. No, but circling back, that's still too nice of a way to put it from what they both did to Catherine, Princess of Wales. It's a continued targeted attack, and it's bullshit. The cold, hard reality is that Harry hasn't just burned his bridges with the royals, he's torched them into smoldering ashes. And I'm told many of them want nothing more to do with either him or Meghan. Hey, look at that. Imagine that. You can't trust them. They're probably wearing wires anyway. That's certainly William's view. Again, who could. Oh, well, see. Great minds. Who could blame him? King's eldest son and heir, the real royal show, must go on despite all the deep worries he must have over his wife and his father's health. Today, William returned to work for the first time since Catherine was hospitalized, leading an investiture ceremony at Windsor Castle in which he handed out 50 honors. And later, he will attend a charity dinner. Meanwhile, Harry, a quote, non-working royal, I wouldn't even call him that anymore, can we just leave it at non-working Harry? Performs no such duty for his country. He performs no such duty. You could end that sentence there. Instead, he lives a life of luxurious comparative laziness in California, banking gazillions of dollars. I don't know that that's the case anymore. From his never-ending attacks on his family. Cynically, hypocritically exploiting his royal status for massive personal enrichment, while simultaneously trying to bury the institution that afforded it to him. Ding, ding, ding. That's what we've all been saying. It was just like blatantly obvious with that Jamaica trip for me. I mean, it's always been obvious, but it was just thrown back in everybody's faces in that Jamaica trip. Only last week, here you go. He and Meghan popped up in Jamaica to be photographed with the country's prime minister who wants to ditch the monarchy. He may as well just flip the bird while they're at it. That's basically what they did. Those two want to be a rival royal family with all the huge benefits that brings, but with none of the hard, dutiful graft. They don't care how much damage they cause in the process. It's a shameful state of affairs that William is right to be utterly incensed and to feel he can't trust gossip monger Harry as far as he can throw him. Please show us how far you can throw him. What I'm asking for a friend. Reliably informed that there are two hopes of him reconciling with his brother anytime soon. No hope and Bob Hope. I like it. I got nervous there for a second when I was reading that. Like, what? For the sake of his family and the monarchy, he should keep it that way. Ding, ding, ding. Couldn't agree more. See why I wanted to read this article so much? That's why. I thought it was so well written and such a good job. And again, I just finished recording one where I'm like bashing the media for all the crap headlines we're getting because of this situation. So you'll see that tomorrow. Still watch it, please. But I was just so happy when I saw this one come out. I think this is great. I think a lot of us are feeling this way. Again, leave me comments, your thoughts on this. I'm just happy to go through and read this one. And let me know if you think Doofus flew private. I don't know why. That's just sticking in my head. He usually does, so it would be nothing new. But I just am curious for a 40-something, not even, whatever, a 40-minute kind of meeting where maybe 6 minutes was actual meeting, something like that. But anyway, guys, as always, I really appreciate you sticking with me. I want to know your thoughts on this article. Let me know. There's King Charles flying away in his helicopter. That'll never not be funny to me, that image. Thank you, as always, for being so lovely and kind. I do want to say again, all jokes aside, still no word from those two. No words about the park situation. Nothing about endgame situation and denying anything there. I'd still like to remind everyone that they were horrible to Her Majesty, to Mount Harry and Meghan, horrible to Her Majesty the late Queen, horrible to Prince Philip, horrible to Catherine, horrible to the whole family, right? Awful people. So no, we should not hope for a reconciliation. We should not move on. This is crazy at this point. They're emotional terrorists and they're expecting everybody just to forget and for them to decide when they get to come back into the fold. I don't think so. You can F.O. Harry and Meghan. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know it means the world to me. Now, if you want to further support the show, there's several ways to do it. We have the merch, Drunk Goose Club, everybody. Honk, honk. Recollections may vary, not bloody likely. All the things are available on everything. Long sleeve, short sleeve, variety of sizes, colors, ships worldwide. Check that out. I'll put the link in the comments. Or if you're interested, definitely check out Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you can become an executive producer like the lovely geese and ganders you see before you on this list. And that's where we put the bonus content, the extra stuff, the deep dives. Every 2 to 3 days, something's going up over there. So definitely check that out if that's something you're interested in. Again, thank you guys for everything. Can't wait to read your comments on this one. Hope you have the best day. I am starting that book. I'm hoping to start putting it up tomorrow. I thought it'd be today. More stuff's coming out, so it keeps getting bumped, but it is coming. Thank you for everything. Bye-bye.